Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop. Until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
Sister Gina, this is the Reverend Leon Lonnie Love. And why don't you come over here and let me say a little prayer and lay my hands on your succulent. Y'all press one if y'all can hear me in the comments. Down, Satan, down. I rebuke you in the name. Can y'all hear me in the comment section, man? Bro, salute to everybody tapped in. Y'all make sure y'all go click the link in the description box. Get A Weapons album, the greatest. It's in the merchandise store right now. The link is in the description along with all the other links. And salute to everybody who's been supporting me, man. All the links to the Cash App, PayPal, podcast, my other YouTube channel, the website, free website membership, X, Facebook, all those links is in the description box below this video. Weight loss formula, y'all know what it is. Sister Gina is about to find herself in a lot of trouble with the feds. Now, Sister Gina allegedly gave some statements to the federal government before the Sean Diddy Combs trial, and Sister Gina allegedly was a victim that was supposed to testify. A victim that was supposed to testify against Sean Diddy Combs in his trial. But she did not show. Sister Gina did not show up to court. Nobody could find Sister Gina. Sister Gina was lost. But all of a sudden, after the verdict came out, Sister Gina was suddenly found somewhere in a parking lot walking. If I couldn't mistake it, I think it might have been a brand new BMW. But let me say this. Sister Gina playing games with the feds because Sister Gina gave statements. And once you give statements to the federal officials under oath, and now Sister Gina, according to reports, has come and written a letter to the judge as Diddy is losing his mind in the Brooklyn jail. Diddy has now filed another filing demanding he be released, screaming to the high heavens that this is wrong. They doing a brother wrong, man. They doing me wrong, man. But the federal government has sent the judge, according to reports, 2 more cases that are similar to Diddy's and where the persons who were not convicted of sex trafficking but convicted of the Mann Act were both detained. So they found 2 cases where they gave that to the judge. But Diddy's lawyer says it doesn't matter. Nobody has ever had this type of punishment ever in the history of anything. They're forgetting that the judge saw everything that the people didn't. They're forgetting that the judge saw all that redacted paperwork, all the writing that was blacked out, things that was kept out, right? See, Sister Gina, Ticket don't come in here playing no games. You on paperwork because you allegedly, and it was revealed in trial, victim number 3, Sister Gina. Now let's look at victim number 3 in the paperwork that was redacted that never made it to the trial. Sister Gina, you writing letters to the judge, begging to let Diddy free. You're not fooling us, Sister Gina. You gave statements to the feds, Sister Gina, and you can't take that back. And you better stop playing games with the feds. You better not play games with the feds, because if you lie or give false statement to the feds, they can just decide that, hey, Sister Gina, you want to play games? So all that stuff you said to us wasn't true? Oh yeah, y'all ain't gotta tell me. Y'all already know I keeps receipts in the comment section. Smash the like button as y'all come on in. Victim 3. Let's read this paperwork on your screen, because you know I always keep the paperwork handy. Niggas just say I be talking. I don't be talking, nigga. I got paperwork, playboy. How you love that, nigga? It's flossing season. So victim number 3. Combs argues that the warrant affidavits, which stated that Combs blank, 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 excluded her blank, 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 right? 160 at 15 through 16. She said that she was blank, blank, and that Combs blank, 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 ID, and the judge seen all the stuff that was blacked out. The judge already saw this. This is stuff that was kept out the trial. See, people don't understand. A lot of this stuff was kept out the trial. ID at 16, but the affidavits had included all of victim 3's public statements, Sister Gina. They would also have included a public interview in which blank, blank, blank. I can fill in those blanks about the public interview. Oh, Ticket can fill in those blanks. See document 171-19 at 9, nor do a few positive statements undo the probable cause analysis when affidavits recount how blanked all this stuff was blanked out. The general public couldn't see it in another incident blanked out. See also blanked out. This is clearly sufficient to establish that Diddy used force and coercion. I can fill in some of these blanks because now they say Sister Gina has written the judge a letter asking that Diddy be free. Please. He's not going to hurt anybody. Sister Gina, you better stop playing with them feds, girl. This is not a game.
It got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had like, we were in his closet and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head and I was just like covering my face. And he did that and then after he got done doing that, he like, because he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he stomped on my stomach like really hard and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe and he kept hitting me and I was like pleading to him like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit.
This is how I learned AI in 2020.
Sister Gina. Hold on, we're gonna stop right there. We got a commercial anyways. Sister Gina. Now, this is what you said in public interviews, and the feds came to talk to you, Sister Gina. Now, Sister Gina, I'm gonna tell you one thing about the feds. The feds don't play. You give false statements to the feds, they'll come get you, man. You on paperwork, man. You willing to risk it all? See, God is good and the devil is bad, Sister Gina. Sister Gina, you told Tasha K some things, Sister Gina, that infamous interview you did with Tasha K, Sister Gina. And a lot of people, they saw your interview, Sister Gina. Sister Gina, you need to stop playing these games. Now you writing a letter to the judge to free Diddy. Now you doing interviews talking about, hey, Diddy, he's not dangerous. I'm not. Sister Gina, stop playing these games.
Like punching the back of my head because he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me. Wow. The next big fight we got into was I can't remember if it was like in November or beginning of December. of last year. At that point, I was like fighting back because I just had enough of his shit, and he kept like pushing my buttons, and I was just like trying to like calm the situation down before it got worse, and he just kept pushing me, and then so I left his bedroom and I went down to like the meditation room. It's kind of like a guest house, like it's like separate from his house, and he followed me there. And he like continued talking shit to me, and I just got to the point where I was just so angry that I like took a bottle of De Leon and then I like smashed it on the ground, and he was like, you bitch, you did that at my house with my kids here, bitch, my kids is here. And then I ran out the meditation room,
meditation room. Okay.
And he chased after me. He pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and like was dragging me across like the grass in my hair with my hair, and then after that, like a couple hours later, like it was the weekend, so we had people coming over, and he just like acted like nothing happened. So I mean, but that's all the time. Like every time.
And when you say acting like nothing happened, like what were his mannerisms?
Like he was just dancing and like laughing and talking to me like we just didn't just get into a physical fight.
Wow. When was the last time he put hands on you? When was the last time?
It was like in November, December of last year.
Of 2018?
Yeah. That was the last time.
And tell me about that.
Now, she said of 2018, right? That's what she told Tasha K, right? Now, I want y'all to see something in the government's filing just the other day. The government filed this the other day, ladies and gentlemen. Remember I told y'all that Donald J. Trump put his own guy, Mr. Jay Clayton, in charge? Fire Marine Comey, but Jay Clayton, the new U.S. District Attorney, who was assigned by none other than the President Donald J. Trump, came and laid the smackdown on Sean Diddy Combs in their new filing, saying that Diddy does not need to be released and they will be seeking extreme long amount of time. And now Diddy's going to panic because he just found out that Donald J. Trump is not going to pardon that ass. So Diddy's going crazy, and they've had another filing, had Sister Gina write a letter to the judge that the judge is probably going to laugh at after seeing this. But I want y'all to read this right here. So saith the Rock, so saith the Great One. This is from the government filing on the last day of this past month. And I want y'all to read that and listen to what Sister Gina said in her interview. Gina, you best stop playing with the feds. They come lock your ass up too. You know they don't discriminate. They regulate every shade of that. Hey, right? So let's get into this, y'all. Read the second paragraph, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the government about Sean Diddy Combs. The defendant contends that he does not pose a danger because the trial record, remember, Sister Gina's testimony was left out of the trial. Remember this, y'all. Remember I told y'all this the other day? That a lot of stuff was left out the trial? Gina's whole entire testimony was left out the trial, y'all. Now read this. The defendant, Diddy, contends that, second paragraph, everybody, he contends that he does not pose a danger because the trial record, not that he didn't do this, but the record that was on the trial from what they presented at the trial, right? So when y'all said Gene D was lying when they said they left stuff out, no, Gene was telling the truth. They left a lot of stuff out of this trial. And this is one of the big things right here. Shout out to that brother Gene. Go subscribe to his channel, Gene Deal Show, right there on YouTube. Let's get it right here, right? The defendant contends, that's Diddy, and the government saying he contends that he does not pose a danger because the trial record does not reflect acts of violence by the defendant between 2018, when he ended his relationship with Cassie, and 2024, when he viciously assaulted Jane. As an initial matter, the defendant's violent attack of Jane and his year-long proclivity towards violence against Cassie and others is more than sufficient to establish his dangerousness. But the defendant's suggestion that he went several years without inflicting violence on another person simply is not true. The defendant Diddy did engage in several acts of violence between 2018 and 2024. And now we find out what the blacked out part was, y'all, because it all makes sense. All of a sudden today, Sister Gina has written a letter to the judge asking to release Diddy, that Diddy's not a danger. But Sister Gina told on herself, because in her interview with Tasha K, Sister Gina said Diddy beat that ass in 2018. But it didn't make the trial record because Sister Gina's entire testimony was left out the trial because everybody said, where in the hell is Walter? No, they said, where is Gina? Because they couldn't find her mysteriously. But then all of a sudden, the day after the verdict, she popped up outside the store casually walking around, and TMZ got the interview. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So now we find out what some of that blacked out part is, because they said others that Diddy beat. Gina had to be one of them, and the judge asked them in this filing, why did y'all, redact that area and then use pseudonyms? Just use a real person's name, right? How much you willing to bet one of those persons was Sister Gina? It says, although this evidence was not presented at trial because Sister Gina disappeared, the court is free to consider it. And here's the thing. The judge, everybody keeps running around here saying, the judge, he got to go by the guidelines, ticket. No, he got to go by the guidelines. No, he doesn't. The judge does not have to go by the guidelines. The judge can do what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. And the judge does not have to use the sentencing guidelines in order to punish Diddy. The judge can use his own discretion. The judge can use acts outside of what Diddy was convicted of as far as violence to convict Diddy. Diddy's lawyers know this. So now they want to get Sister Gina to come and say, no, everything I said to the feds and everything I said on the public interviews is all cap. Nope. Gina, girl, y'all be willing to risk it all for Sean Diddy Combs. Let me tell you something. You're playing a very dangerous game because God don't like ugly. Now, for you guys who don't believe what I'm saying, Judge Submaranian has wide latitude to consider factors beyond the guidelines, such as Combs' character, the nature of the offenses, and the evidence of violence presented at the trial, testimony from Cassie, Ventura, and Jane about abuse. While he could impose the full 20 years by considering acquitted conduct. You know what that means, you guys? Right? That means that the judge can still use conduct that Diddy was acquitted of against him when he goes to impose his sentence. And the judge has full free reign. He doesn't have to use the sentencing guidelines. That is the biggest lie in the world. The judge has full discretion. And now that Donald J. Trump has put his guy in charge, Jay Clayton wrote this letter 3 days ago and laid a smackdown on Sean Diddy Combs. And then Donald Trump came himself out and said he's unlikely to get this dude a pardon. Man, they finna run wild on this dude, bro. They finna run wild on this dude. And he know it. And that's why he panicking now. Because Trump have already laid it down. But Diddy made a mistake. Diddy said that this white man need to be eradicated. Guys like Donald Trump. And when he said that, that was his ultimate downfall. And I don't care what any of you say. Donald Trump is the pettiest of them all. You tell me one person that crossed Donald Trump that he capped for. I'm waiting. Anybody that crossed Donald Trump, they got all that smoke when he got an opportunity to give it to him. And not only did he say that probably not going to give Diddy the pardon, he clowned Diddy too and said this dude, they celebrating a half guilty verdict, half innocent verdict, but he's still in jail. He's guilty. He's still half guilty. He clowned the dude too. Let me tell y'all something. And here's the thing about Donald Trump. You don't want to get into a you know what in contest with him. You don't want to do that. You don't want to try to press Donald J. Trump. He ain't one of them type of dudes that like to get pressed. You seen what just happened with him and Elon Musk when Elon Musk tried to press him. And Elon Musk got way more money than Diddy. Way more money than Diddy. Did you hear what I just said? Elon Musk got way more money than Sean Diddy Combs. And Donald Trump wasn't trying to hear nothing Elon Musk had to say when Musk went against him. You guys see how quick he was. And Elon Musk donated how much money to Donald Trump? How much money did Elon Musk donate to Donald Trump? You don't want to listen, do you? You're going to listen today. And Sister Gina, your ass, you are playing with fire, man. You are playing with fire. Red hot infernal fire, Gina, is what you're playing with. Because, Sister Gina, you made some statements to the federal officials. You were lined up to testify against Diddy at his trial. And Sister Gina, I'm going to show you something, Sister Gina. I want to show you something, Sister Gina. Sister Gina, what is the crime? Let me look this up in Google. What is the punishment? Hold on. Let me see this. Is it illegal? Let me ask this question. Is it illegal to give federal officials false statements and testimony? Let's see. Yes, it is illegal to give false statements or testimonies to federal officials in the United States. Under 18 U.S.C. 1001, it is a federal crime to knowingly and willfully, Sister Gina, falsify, conceal, or cover up material facts, Sister Gina, make any material false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or misrepresentation, or make use of any false writing or document knowing it contains false information, Sister Gina. This applies to matters within the jurisdiction of the executive, legislative, or judicial branches of the United States government. Penalties, Sister Gina, can include fines and imprisonment for up to 5 years or 7 years if the offense involves terrorism or certain other matters or both. Additionally, providing false testimony under oath in federal proceedings, Sister Gina, such as in court or before Congress, can constitute perjury under 18 U.S.C. 1621, which carries similar penalties of 5 years imprisonment. Sister Gina, you told the Fed some things, Sister Gina. And the one thing about Ticket, I don't erase that paperwork. They got you on paperwork, man. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to hurt Diddy even more. That Gina wrote that letter. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's going to crush Diddy that Gina wrote that letter. Because the judge who saw all of the pretrial paperwork, the judge who saw all of these things, Now we'll see that Gina is writing a letter in defense of Diddy. That's gonna destroy Gina. And Gina should have shut up. She should have been the last person to say anything. Now you're gonna write a letter? You just made it obvious to the judge and to the courts. Gina, you have put yourself in a horrific situation, ma'am.
You guys actually made it official. Well, you made it official, but he was off, of course, doing other things, the way these dates are kind of
we never, like, okay, let's be official. We never, ever had that conversation. We just kind of knew, like, we just felt like we were together.
Okay. So you spent a lot of time together.
We did.
Okay. So you were at the house. Did you meet his kids?
Mm-hmm. And then, it was probably like the beginning of May because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
Okay.
He had like a mansion party and we went, but while we were there, I was sitting here and then Puff and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like happy birthday Meek or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever, and so I turned over to Meek and I said happy birthday. He put his hand out and then he was like thank you, so I reached his hand and shook it, and as I shook Meek's hand he turned around and saw it and he got so mad.
Wow.
And then we probably like stayed like 20 minutes after that happened, and then when we got in the car he like grabbed my hair. We were in the one of those Escalade trucks.
Okay.
So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, "Why the fuck can I cuss?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Why the fuck you shaking his hand for?" Like just saying stuff like that. I was
like a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow. Okay.
And then he did this. So King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay.
And then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
Wow.
And the only person that every time we get into like fights like that, the only person that ever helped me was D-Rock. Everyone else just kind of just allowed it to happen and just like looked the other way.
So most of his entourage were, I guess, enablers.
Like his staff.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And they wouldn't say anything. They would just watch him.
Not watch it, but kind of just walk away and just leave us alone and not really step in to stop.
Wow. Now, what made you stay? Because obviously there's baby number 2, and then there's more beatings, according to you, that happened after that, because that was just the first time. What made you stay?
Because I just thought, that he was only being like that because he loved me.
Get your tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? You know, most domestic abuse victims don't talk about their abuse. They're ashamed of it. They feel like as if they've done something to deserve it. Maybe too. When did baby 2 come?
Last year in August.
So talk about that conversation. You're pregnant, you tell him. And this is obviously after 6 years of you guys being together.
And mind you, it wasn't my fault that I got pregnant. I told him, because I have like this period app and it tells me when I'm ovulating and stuff. So I told him that I'm ovulating, so don't do it. But he just did it anyway. And then I got pregnant and he like, okay, just get an abortion, like no hesitation. Oh. But this time was harder for me because I had been with him for so long and I was like really in love with him and part of me wanted to keep it, but he didn't want it. So we had agreed to get it, but I only agreed to it because he told me to. And then we went to Turks and Caicos like a couple days later. And during that time, he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink. And I was just like, I'm not comfortable. He was like, you're going to get an abortion anyways. And, but he was like kind of being distant towards me during the whole trip. And when we came back, he had like, when we came back on Sunday, because we were there for a whole week, we were going to do it that next day, Monday. So when we came back from Turks on Sunday, he had like left me to go meet up with Cassie. So he kind of just left me there for like half the day. And I was like, how are you going to leave me when you want me to do this thing tomorrow? And he was just like obviously making excuses why he had to go.
And this was just last year.
So because he left on Sunday, I was like, I'm not doing this tomorrow. Like, I need some time to think. And so I told him that. I was like, I need time to think about it some more. Like, I'm not comfortable. And he was like, well, then you can get out my house. Like, he just being mean to me. He was like, I did this and this and this for you, and now you're not gonna, you told me you was gonna do it, and now you're not doing it anymore. Like, you could get out my house.
Wow, that's a lot to go through. I just couldn't imagine being like forced to get rid of a child, you know, especially if I'm under the impression that I made this child out of love. Like,
and not only that, when I had the second abortion, I had to go home I had to go home 2 days later because he had to go on a trip to Burning Man.
To Burning Man?
To Burning Man, which is in Nevada. It's like a festival in the desert.
Okay.
So I had to go through that. And then he went to Burning Man and he just left me like fucked up. He didn't because you don't have service in Burning Man because It's just a desert. So I couldn't get a hold of him or like he can't, or his texts weren't coming through. But like I was just at home by myself, just fucked up in my head, and he didn't even care.
Girl, you don't put yourself in the game. You wanted to be in the game. I don't know why these people just don't go get a job, man. J-O-B. Go get a job, man. J-O-B. J-O-B. The love of money is the root of all evil. Just go get a J-O-B. Go get a job. I don't know why these women don't want to get it. You gonna write a letter to the judge in favor of this guy after you made all these statements to the feds. Now you don't put yourself in a situation where the feds can come back and nail you to the wall, Sister Gina. You don't already gave the feds statements against Diddy. You were set to testify against him in a federal trial. Are you out of your mind? This is the worst thing she could have did, because here's the one thing I'm going to tell everybody listening to this video, and you got to have common sense. The judge, he watched everything. The judge, he probably listening to all this stuff on YouTube. You know how I know? Because the judge be watching that podcast show with TMZ and them clowns. And he said it in court. So when the judge, I'm pretty sure he saw all these videos with Gina, because he's seen all this testimony right here. The judge is going to look at Gina's letter and say, Lord have mercy. All this stuff that these people say about coercion, all these people say about fraud, all these people say about control, all these things people are saying about all these different things. How did this woman get the feds all this information and testimony, and now she turned around and now she's saying he ain't no danger. He should be free. What you think the judge going to say? The judge going to go in that joint and lay the absolute rock bottom to Diddy. This was a horrible move, in my opinion. To get Sister Gina to write a letter, she the last one. She should have stayed out of this, because now the feds, they can go use all the statements that they gave her. That's why the judge asked in this writing, this is where it all gets put together. In this writing right here that's redacted, that the feds just did the other day, Donald Trump's man, just did this the other day, right? When he said that Diddy's bail should be revoked. They going for the whole meal on this dude. The judge asked him, the judge says, well, why did y'all leave this part out? I mean, I could read it. The judge says, I can read it, but why did you redact the public part when you have pseudonyms up there? When you have, like, he says, like, basically you have Jane Doe or something up there. Why did y'all black this part out? You know what I think, you guys? I think that the feds may go against charges against Gina. Gina? And the reason why I say that, that's the only reason why they'll black this stuff out, is they have information they don't want the general public to see, because maybe they're looking at further investigations. I'm just telling y'all this, man. And Gina can face up to 5 years in prison for giving false statements to the feds, because she damn sure was lined up to be at the trial. And at the last minute, she got yanked. She had already gave testimony to the federal officials against Diddy. That part of her testimony helped get Diddy indicted. And then her interview after, now she all of a sudden say Diddy ain't no danger, this, that, and the third. Yeah, I don't feel like, girl, you did a whole interview with Tasha K. You got all these statements in this paper, and that stuff, that's why I told y'all this stuff was left out of the trial. A lot of stuff was left out. You guys don't want to listen. Y'all think somebody just come in here making stuff up. Ticket ain't gotta make a damn thing up. When you on a different level, you ain't gotta make nothing up. That's why I show you all this paperwork and this stuff on the screen. Gina have put herself in the do-low twist. She's in trouble. Because if she wrote a letter, like they're saying she did, on behalf of Diddy to free, after she helped testify against this nigga, bro, it's over with, man. And you got interviews online that the judge can see, and the judge can use all of these different things and acts against Diddy. Is when he goes to sentence Diddy, and now you know that the judge has Donald Trump's guy that's running this thing, and Donald Trump is not going to undercut. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, Trump's going to pardon him on the last day. No, he ain't. Donald Trump is not putting his guy in charge to undercut his own people that he put in charge of this shit. No, he didn't. He put him in charge, and he know his people was going to lay the sledgehammer. Donald Trump is playing the game where he doesn't want to, like, he just going to shit on Diddy, but he going to shit on Diddy. When have you ever known somebody to turn on Donald Trump and he have a chance to get back at him and don't do it? You ain't never seen it. He going for the gusto on this dude. Period. And that's how Trump is treated. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know how I know? Look what just happened with him and Elon Musk, one of his closest friends. and biggest donors. Elon Musk and Donald Trump got into it, and they ain't never coming back. Donald Trump, one of them old school dudes like that. When it's beef forever. That's how he rolls. Like, share, subscribe, man. And so everybody keeps saying he's getting out. Yeah, he gonna get out the jail and go to the prison. You damn right. Like, share, subscribe. Gina made the biggest mistake. The judge watches all social media. The judge doesn't have to go by the sentencing guidelines. This is what people got to understand. The judge does not have to go. The judge has the authority to give Diddy the max, and can't nobody say nothing about it at all. At all. He don't have to go by the sentencing guidelines. Look up your law. The judge, as everybody was saying, the judge got to go by the sentencing guidelines. No, he doesn't. That is a lie. He does not. The judge has to. The only thing the judge has to do is go between this the sentencing number 0 to 20, 10 years on each charge. He can't go higher than 10 years on each charge. He has full autonomy. He don't need to. He can use conduct that was acquitted from Diddy. Because like I told y'all, the judge, all this shit that I told y'all that's up here, and everybody thought I was capping all this pretrial paperwork that I showed y'all that's on the screen, the judge can use all that in his mind to add this stuff, and he can use the acquitted conduct, behavior, all this stuff he sees. And now with this situation with Gina, man, I wouldn't be surprised if feds come after Gina. Watch what I tell y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Mirror bag of shells. Salute everybody tapped on in, man. Girl said this man stomped on her stomach. And now you gonna walk to the judge and say, no, he's good. You can free him. Hold on, but you just said he stomped on your stomach, and the last time he beat you was in 2018. And everybody talking about, man, the judge, he unfair. No, he ain't. The judge out here walking with God, nigga. Point blank, period. Putting these demons and devils down. And let me tell you something. When you stand with the devil, you're a part of the devil. Simple as that. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no fence playing on this one.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, there are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drought weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.